Hi everyone, this is Kay for the Collected Soul Tarot channel. Welcome to the channel and thank you for being here with me today. Friday, last day of the week, right? So the weekend's coming and everything's fine as frog's hairs, as they say, over here anyways. We're going to do a general reading for the collective, and I just want to remind you about private readings I do. The link for it to the webpage is in the description box if you want to book one. And otherwise, let's get busy doing our past, present, and future spread. And the tarot is used for clarification, and these are the 2 Seer Marchetti decks. Here's some unexpected income as the first card in the past. Since it popped out, I guess it wanted to be read, right? So Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit, would you please guide and assist me today with correctly interpreting the energies in the cards and to help me see clearly. Thank you. And thank you for being here with me so that we can read for the collective today. Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective today in this general read for December the 15th, 2023? Halfway through December already, guys. Wow. Yeah, it'll be September soon, September 2024, won't it? Just going by so fast. Cat hair, excuse me. Oh, that one wants to be read. All right. What do we have? We have imprisonment. So that's feeling stuck, hands tied kind of thing. Can't do anything in the moment. Delayed, feeling held back by your circumstances or by someone else or your thinking. Okay, what's the near future? It's time. So being delayed here, and then it's time. Unexpected income, you're going to be receiving something unexpectedly, and it could be money. Most often what it means is money, some kind of money you've earned. Could be like your workplace bonus check that you didn't expect. It is Christmas coming up, and anyways, it could be that, or just that you maybe overpaid a bill, and so you were refunded, and it showed up about now and next couple weeks or more, and it's going to be a nice unexpected surprise. Utility bills may be a lot less than they were, and I know here it was like over 110 degrees just about every day for the entire summer, June, July, August, and September, and even into October. Every now and then it go back up again with the AC. Trying to stay cool. The utility bills were ginormous. I mean, never paid utility bills that much before. It was like over $600 for a couple of them, and close to $600 the other ones. Just crazy. We usually paid like $300-400 in the summer, but that 110 degrees every day, holy crap, it was hot. Yeah, and sunny every day, no clouds, no rain, not a lick of rain except for one time, and it had about 10 minutes. Okay, quit complaining, okay? Let's go forward and talk about the past. Archangel Michael, unexpected income. We got the Lovers, and we have the document, like communication, number 27. That's more of an official, formal type of communication as opposed to the number 7 card in the deck that has to do with the letter as well, but it's a message via text message, phone call, voicemail, email, right? So this is something that might come in the mail. So if I were to refer to the other readings that we've been having, I would say that this is information that came from either it was official information that was an expected, like, aha, I realize now, you know, some kind of information came to you that I realize now, I know they're in love with me or I'm in love with them, and it's unexpected that you were to have received this information, or it's to do with like an official notification about, you know, your divorce proceedings, taking action like on your divorce proceedings, like the court will hear you now, or through your lawyer or the court, or it is it could be that you are going to receive some unexpected money out of the situation, out of the divorce, with the divorce finalizing, when the divorce finalizes. That or something else. So let's go ahead and talk about present day clarification for imprisonment, please, Archangel Michael. Thank you. We have Clouds card, from not knowing to being enlightened kind of thing. Something being revealed to you through the news card. This is the news. This is the news messenger, the one that provides messages of news. Okay, and it's always positive news. It's positive news. So you're imprisoned, feeling delayed because there's not enough clarity, or not enough is known at this time, during this present time, but news is coming to reveal things to you, to free you, basically. That's how I take those cards. So let's talk about the clock card for timing in the near future. So far so good. Bridges, overcoming obstacles, you know, gaps between where you are to where you want to be, or who you're with to who you want to be with. And then there's adjudication, a judgment being made. So it's time that these obstacles were removed, because a judgment has been handed down, either by yourself or through the courts or in some other manner. Some kind of judgment, maybe. And this won't be a judgment against you. It'll be a judgment for you. And even if it was like a judgment where the court said, the judge said, okay, 50-50 in this divorce proceeding, 50-50, we're done. Sign the divorce decree. That is, you know, it's in your favor because you're now free from the marriage. It's that contract has been legally broken, and you didn't walk away with any less than you thought you would. Okay, you thought you could have at least expected 50% of your assets would go to you and your ex-spouse. Okay, so that looks all right. You know, you might be getting more, and that could be that unexpected part there. This lovers could be, that has to do with you and your spouse. That you might have gotten some information that's going to result in extra for you. More income coming to you because you, the effort you've been putting in, it's going to be rewarded through divine, intervention, basically. Through divine intervention, the scales of injustices will be balanced more, where you had been giving more and the other one had been not really just taking. It's going to come up a little bit further above what the other one had been doing on a regular basis, because you're going to get back something, or all of it, or more of it than what you had been given and had not really received as a result in your energetic efforts to provide, to be fair and just, or just to give, to be generous and give. Let's see what Archangel Michael and Holy Spirit has to say about the unexpected income. There we go. A walking away. 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups out of 10 invested. So this is like some kind of relationship that you, or situation that you put a lot of your energy into. Just like I was saying, you put a lot of your energy into it. You invested your time and energy, which could be included just your caring, giving way, either emotionally, physically, emotionally, physically, and financially, maybe, Yep. Okay. The Emperor. There's the husband. 5 of Wands. Yeah, a lot of conflict and, disagreements with a lot of karma. But it was your destined path at the time. Here's the commitment right there. 4 of Wands. So let's talk about the Lover's card. So the Emperor card there, it means your husband, really, only, because this is in the past. We're talking about the past energies where we are needing to rise above and grow from. So the Emperor card here just simply means you're a husband and maybe a father. Now, if it was over here or even here, I would say it was more like you're tapping into your Emperor energies at the time. Look at that. Let's take that right there. And then we'll take that one. Look at that, 5 of Cups. It, again, is over here, but it's usually over here, but the same card, right? So the Lovers, right? This was a decision you made back in the day. You saw them and thought that they were perfect for you. And they were. They were absolutely perfect for you. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Absolutely. But, she's been a shyster, and she's been behaving in ways that you realize you have behaved in the past because you had a choice between two. And this card doesn't say that. This one's really about, being in love with somebody in that deck. But this one in the tarot means that it could mean that you see this person that you're in love with as that you're going to be in union with as a really solid and strong past lifetimes soulmate. You saw them like that, and you had a choice between two people. So you saw her like that, but you may have had plenty of different lifetimes together, but she was a karmic soulmate to you. She wasn't a true soulmate. So who do you you can guess that you chose the karmic over the true soulmate, because the true soulmate was just supposed to be, and you didn't realize it was like a true soulmate thing, that you had a really strong, you might have felt something every now and again about it, but it wasn't something you were thinking about, that's for sure, because you were thinking about something more than that. And since you were in a committed relationship, a marriage with somebody that you had chosen, the karmic soulmate, not realizing they're karmic and it wouldn't last forever because they're karmic, you just thought, well, this is the one, right? This is the one. We're going to live out our lives together. That's it. This is the one. But it turned out it wasn't. You met somebody else, and that other person they had an impact on you in one way or another. They had an impact on you, something that you've never been able to let go of energetically, emotionally. They touched your heart. That one touched your heart, but you're committed. You chose to go to be with your with that committed relationship, as opposed to breaking that contract with that one to go in to try and make a life with the person that you were cheating with. You chose that. So, and good on you, because, your wife, she didn't deserve it, that you were cheating. Now she should, if she's turned around and cheated on you, or she was cheating on you before, it's just like, it's better that you deal with the commitment that you've made, the promises that you made, that relationship. But don't be, the idea is not to be getting into an outside of the marriage affair, relationship, connection, And then, because you're just going to hurt hearts, right? You're just going to hurt, and ultimately it'll hurt you more than it hurt anyone else. So Six of Swords is that after this point in time of having, she's been dishing it up pretty good, the one you chose to be with. She's been dishing it up pretty good. And it was been very emotionally rocking and rolling type of union with her, because of her own misunderstandings about what it means to grow and spiritually elevate and develop as a person. So she was sitting in her own clouded consciousness, subconsciousness of fears, of ego, which is the fears. In the subconscious mind, we operate from them until we don't, until we realize that we can actually let go of those fears. We can actually let go of those fears and become, as a result, a different thinking human being, which then results in a different way of being, a different life. Our thinking, what we're doing right now, guys, is if you look at, put it this way, if you look at your life right now and you say there's some areas of your life you don't like, then try to figure out how you think about those areas of life. Do you often describe it as, challenging, or just you hate it, this and that and this? Maybe you hate where you live, you hate what you're doing, you hate your job, you hate a certain friend, or you hate certain people, co-workers, or whatever. And those relationships, because we have a relationship with our big toe, because we care if we have a big toe, kind of thing. Whenever we have an investment, emotional investment in something, which is in everything, because it's always thoughts about something that then makes an emotional release from the amygdala in the brain, and which will either result in us not taking action or taking action, depending on how that thought makes us feel in our body. So if we are now I lost my train of thought. We are to grow from, realize that those subconscious fears, they're there for us to look at them, become aware of them, and say, okay, this is what the relationship is like because of these particular thoughts about it, these beliefs I have about it. Like I said, if there's some part of your life that is not up to your par or standard in any way, you might want to look at how you're thinking about it, what your beliefs are about it that are deep down, and you're just operating like by default, not even knowing. When we operate by default, we don't have to care about how certain things work if it's working, because it's by default. For example, our autonomic nervous system, our ANS, our breathing, right? Our heart rate beats without us having to think about it. Our lungs work without us having to think about it. Just imagine if we had to think about breathing. Oh my God, I got to sit here and I got to think about, you never get anything else done in your life because we need to breathe. If you had to think about, I got to breathe in now. Okay, now I got to think about breathing out. And, you just would never get anything done in life. That would be your life, is to be sitting there thinking about needing to breathe, like thinking about putting into action your lungs to breathe. Yeah. So if there is a part of your life that's just not working for you, you don't like it, hate it, whatever, you got a lot of grief with it, then you would want to go into your subconscious mind to see how you're feeling about it. Excuse me, because all of those feelings and beliefs, those thoughts and beliefs, the patterns of thinking, the negative dysfunctional thinking patterns that we have, is all down there in the ANS, the autonomic nervous system. And I'm not saying that for real, but those are the ANS of your subconscious mind. Those are the functions of your subconscious mind that just have been running on autopilot, automatically by default, because we've given them that role. we've given them that approval without really even knowing it. So in other words, you approve of something. If you don't approve, or if you don't disapprove of something, that's an automatic I approve in this situation, okay? Just to be fair, in this situation. If you are not aware of something, then it's like kind of like an approval for your thoughts and beliefs down there to do what they need to do, to bubble up into your conscious mind just when you least expect it, and bam, there they are. Oh, there's thoughts, because something's going to happen, and it's going to be similar to what the belief is that you have down there, and it's going to come up and it's going to go bam, like attracts like. What I'm thinking right now consciously is coming up from my subconscious mind as well, and it's making things bigger. So if like a co-worker at work is doing something again for the 40th millionth time, and you're reacting to it for the same 40th millionth time, you'll be saying, not again, right? And then the same thoughts and beliefs about what your coworker is doing and why you're reacting emotionally to it is coming up from the subconscious mind to build upon your present reaction. You see what I'm saying? Like your anger, how you're feeling angry right now about that coworker doing that. Now the past is going to come up and say, yeah, you're damn right to feel angry about this, and you should be angrier than you are right now, so let's just get angrier and become maybe destructive or say something that's really, really painful and hurtful to the other person. So that's how it operates. Conscious mind, anything that's down in your subconscious mind, whatever you're still thinking, because it's a pattern, remember, whatever you're still thinking about something, it's all the subconscious going to come up to join with it, and then you're bigger bam, bigger anger, bigger wow, bigger reaction. Might be a slightly bigger reaction or a really big reaction. It just depends on the day and the circumstances and how much of it is in your subconscious mind. So there is a whole part of your mind that's under the surface of the water, just like the pyramid, not the pyramid, close to it though, iceberg. The part you see above the water is just that's your conscious mind. This is all Freudian stuff and Carl Jung, but what's below it could be really quite huge, huge. And that's your subconscious mind. It is. So you have had somebody in your life who's been dishing it out to you, but at the same time mirroring back to you the way you've been behaving. So you've been trying to move away from all that emotional pain. Emotional pain that's been going on for years with you and between you and your wife. But at the same time, this is really, you're trying to get away from your own pain. Your own pain, because you're reacting to it, right? That's your pain. That's not her pain, that's your pain. You're reacting to it. You want to get away from it. You cannot physically, you can get physically away from this one, but you cannot get physically away from your own. No matter how you try, you can't leave yourself behind. So that the only way to release the physical pain, a good start, is to move away from the trigger, right? Who's triggering that pain in you? Because what they're doing triggers that pain that's been laying dormant or not dormant, that's always been there and you've always reacted to in a similar manner, if sometimes more so than others, that kind of thing. You'd have to do some digging into your subconscious mind to truly let it go, to leave it behind forever, once and for all. Wouldn't you like to do that? So the sun is the illumination of that. You want to move towards your sun, but it's towards enlightenment as well. It's towards expansion, and it's towards knowing what it is, that why, and the why you want to move from that, the why, how, and then the when, finally. Because it's like you have just been feeling like you have been crying over spilt milk for far too long. Crying over spilt milk, or that's water under the bridge kind of thing. You've just been going on and on about it, and the same kind of reactions and feelings about it, okay? Yeah, interesting. 27 and 27. But yeah, this conflict here, what these cards are saying, Archangel Michael's saying, Emperor, this is the collective, is that the conflict that you've been feeling internally as well as externally with within your relationship has been karmic. It's a karmic partner you have to dish up karmic type of experiences, which are not good, not pleasant experiences, so that you can pay off your karmic debt. Because the more pain you feel in terms of what she's been dishing up, the higher chances that you're going to sit there and you're going to say, why, like psychology, why and how, right? Why is this happening? Why? I thought this was going to be like us till the end, that kind of thing. How did this ever come to this, and those are the two questions in that time when you're dealing with it, right? Then once you start letting go of things, become more empowered through knowledge of knowing, seeing what's there that you can deal with, that you can leave behind, walk away from if you so choose. That's the other how. That's how you're going to do it, is through gaining a new perspective, feeling the confidence welling up inside you again, and the anger, through the anger, right? How dare she, or I can't, I'm so freaking blah 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 about blah blah blah. That anger, you can use that energy for your movements forward. Now remember, anger is slightly up from the very bottom of the emotional scale. Check that out in the community tab. I posted the emotional scale in there if you don't know what I'm talking about. But grief is like at the bottom with a couple others, right? But anger is a few steps up from the lowest, darkest energy, the most dense energy, the heaviest energy of grief. Then you go up, you loosen up a little bit, because you're not so like heavily depressed, sunken into a deep low during a depression of grief, that you start becoming angry, and through that anger you actually start making changes in your life, in the way you're feeling about things, the loss that you had, so forth and so on. So you've been paying off karmic debt. You are able to feel that pain. Chances are you'll know what it felt like when you did something similar, if not the same, to somebody else. That's really what it boils down to. You growing enough to be able to become aware through this pain here, this karmic pain, that at the lower levels of the third dimension, you rise up to like the fifth dimension, if not going back and forth from 3 to 5 for a little while. You rose up enough to the fifth dimension of spirit, which is, that's that clarity, that's that further clarity, right? That's the clarity of seeing below the surface. That there is, if you stuck your head down into the water to see the iceberg below, you'd be like going, oh my God, that's massive. Oh my God, I never thought it was that big. That's massive. It would freak you out, right? You'd be shocked to see that there was so much more down below the surface of the water. Okay, so yeah, that's what this is all about, is that the past with the pain. Because remember, this is tarot, so it means that, and psychology, really, it means that you're to grow emotionally, mentally, emotionally, so that you develop more functional behaviors. Because right now, in the 3D, being so focused on what the world can give you and how you can get, more so than being generous and giving and kind, because the heart really isn't, the soul, the spirit isn't really, it's not really a prevalent factor, element in your life. Excuse me. It's not really, so much so when you're so 3D focused, that you're you are going to be needing to develop a different way of thinking like to change your mind about such things. And it's usually these harsh lessons in life and love in particular that makes us want to rethink our current behaviors and thoughts, you know, to change our lives. And the only way to change your life is by changing your thoughts. You can try and force it through your little will to, okay, you can move away from the lover. Okay, I'll move away from them. I'll be like 6,000 miles away from them, let's just say. But it's just like going from one relationship to another without clearing out the luggage I say, but the baggage, right? What you take from because you haven't healed it and haven't forgiven it, when you take from that, it's like heavy baggage, right? You'll take it into your next relationship, which then it just right away, it messes up your chances of really having a truly happy and truly abundant and prosperous life with the next person. Because you will meet somebody who's got heavy baggage too. Okay, so let's move on. You know, I've talked about this all the time. It's kind of tiring for me to say it all the time, but it's really good for you to know the why and the how. It really is. Because don't you always ask, why did that happen? Why did they do that? You watch a reality documentary, whatever, of serial killers, like first thing you say is like, why would they do that? And let's say somebody who, and I hate to say this, but somebody who, some guy, a fairly young guy who assaults an older woman, and you know, in a way, and I don't want to say it on YouTube, but in a way that is disgusting, right? Why would someone do something like that? Why would they do that to an elderly woman? You know, why would they do that? I mean, it's like, why would they do that to a child? Why would they do that to an adult, you know, like, fairly younger adult? That's enough of a why there. But when they start doing it to, well, children and elderly, it's like, why? What is it? Like, why is it that they feel a desire or a need to do what they do? Okay? So that's the why. The why and the how is right here in the past. It's what you needed to experience so that you could choose to say, I'm seeing it for what it is. I don't like it, but I'm leaving that behind. So presently you're in that space of, I don't like it, and you're still probably emotionally thinking about it a lot. But you're saying, look, I have put that now to rest. That's in the past for me emotionally as well as physically. So right now, this is where I'm at. So you're still, having to deal with the emotional memories of it and the reactions in your bodies as a result, but you're moving on. You're riding on. Good news, right? You're moving on. Because, you ended it, right? There's no point in thinking about that particular marriage anymore, other than what you gained as far as nuggets of wisdom from having been through what you'd been through. Because it's about moving on. It's about moving on. And then as you get yourself resituated, reorganized in the present moment after reeling through pain and a lot of challenging situations of the past that you still might be tying up loose ends right now, currently, that once you get that put to rest to a point where you really don't have to put so much of your brain energy and your emotions into it anymore, you can start moving, thinking about your future, your new path more. You've probably been thinking about it, but more so. It can become more concreted in your life from tying up the loose ends here. And then, what do you got? You're overcoming those obstacles. It's time to overcome the obstacles from the decisions that you've made in the past, and just the fact that maybe it was decisions that you're making in the near future that's going to help you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be in the future. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So number 27, this document here, the official document, information communication. What is it, Archangel Michael? In the past, what did you receive? What the collectives received? 10 of Swords, betrayal. 7 of Swords, sneaky and deceptive. behaviors, and you were in the hermit land. The hermit, you became the hermit of the land. Oh dear. So it was official, like something that you could rely on right here. It wasn't like hearsay, it wasn't gossip. It was something you really could rely on. It came to you, whether it came through the mail or it came from somebody else, it really doesn't matter, but it was about what your wife is doing with another lover. Okay? Betraying you in your marriage. Being sneaky, deceptive, cheating, and lying. Underhanded. Okay? It was not as it seemed. She may have been pretending to be happy in your marriage with her, but then at night going out, right? When you're going to sleep. So you have slipped into spiritual mastery, and through this insight and knowledge that you had, you've got some great news because you were able to use that information for your advantage. See? Like this. Unexpected income. You unexpectedly found out something that was going to put a little bit more in your pocket, you see, from the proceedings, the divorce proceedings. It just might even mean that the divorce would come sooner. The judge might sign off on it sooner because your wife has been, the infidelity of your wife was enough for the judge to say, okay, look, I realize why you want this divorce now, and why the assets that you're claiming to have should go to you. If not more than 50-50, like if not 80% or more, but 100%, maybe the sale of your house, whatever. Yeah, so let's see, we'll do this one first, the Fool. Okay, that's a new chapter in life. Let's see here. The Two of Coins, juggling or feeling like you're being juggled. You might be feeling like a fool, that you've been juggled by your wife, in competition with somebody. Five of Wands. She put you in a competition with another guy. All right, and Six of Cups and the Page of Coins. Yeah, I think you were feeling, and you so badly wanted to get out of this. You so badly did, but at the same time, it's kind of like, it's kind of like that, the opposites, where you're feeling conflicted in that sense that yeah, I want to get away from this because it's so painful. I can't deal with this anymore. She's been having an affair on me. I can't deal with it anymore. But at the same time, it's like, but I loved her. And I loved the fact that we had, something going on. Even though it was emotionally, challenging, whatever. You were just like in acceptance mode that this is just the way marriages are. Yeah, at that level it is. But when you're into a higher level of relationship, a commitment, you don't have this kind of stuff going on emotionally. It's not all this up and down dealing with BS, caca, right? It's more like it's more even keel. Like there still be bumps, but very tiny bumps that it's very easy to get over, like your car going over a speed bump, right? So this is somebody that you had known for quite some time. Somebody you might have known from childhood that you were with. You feel like you've been made a fool, okay? Made a fool, being juggled by her. And this is the one that you have known for quite some time. And, you were laying a foundation with her, or so you thought. Okay. So let's talk about the clouds. So that would be really confusing for you. You were kind of put in the dark, not knowing certain things, what was going on, behind, right in front of you or behind closed doors. It was making things challenging for you. Clouds, please, Archangel Michael. You have the Six of Coins. Yeah, she was giving more to someone else than she was giving to you since who knows how long. This is about your marriage, okay? Yeah, this is you possibly seeking prayers through to the divine. There's the Death, you putting an end to it, deciding to put an end to it, and knowing you had to make a different decision. to walk away from here and go somewhere else. And you got the Queen of Wands here with the Two of Cups. Okay, here's the illuminated subconscious. That's you taking the time to find out what the divine has to say about all of this. You taking time, I mean, through your time, this was not equal give and take in your marriage, okay? She was giving more. But you want to have, you're trying to find balance, which is also what this speaks of, finding balance. Giving to yourself now, instead of just giving to other people, it's time for you to give to yourself. And it's through your Minnie, are you okay? Minnie's doing a thing. Okay, but it's your time to check in with the highest one, right? Because whatever you refer to them, maybe you're not been one who had seriously spent time, because if you were, you wouldn't have been in this situation. I mean, it's just what it is, and I'm sorry I have to say that, but if you were more in touch with your divinity, you would have been choosing a higher calling with a person, and so whatever you thought was high at the time, that was high for you. But you started praying. You wanted some fairness. You wanted to feel balanced again, because this emotional pain is for the birds, right? It's for the birds only. So you started praying. You started getting in touch with your emotions and your heart, which is your emotions, right? You start listening to the divine calling you through your heart, this pain. Through the pain, you were hearing the divine. Maybe the divine is the only one who can help me now. Because, I mean, who else in the world is really going to help you with your emotional pain? Other than the counselor. And the counselor's not always, it's always up to you, free will, right? It ultimately comes down to you. If you want to heal and you want to help, bring in the assistance of another person who's trained in dealing with helping people move through the emotional pain, then if you're that type of person that is willing to do that, you have that kind of flexibility, then great. But otherwise, if you're like, no, I'm going to hold on to this because, it just reminds me of what it is I don't want. If you've got that kind of belief, then it's going to be pretty hard for someone else to help convince you to let it go. So the divine then needs to be the one that steps in truly and fully and completely. You put an end to something, an abrupt end to something, and that was, you're saying no. I think too that you're actually saying no to feeling that kind of pain, to be thinking that way anymore. You just said, no, that's the end of it. That's it. I'm not doing this. I'm not feeling this way. I'm not going to be thinking about it anymore. I'm just going forward, and that emotional pain just has to end. That's the end of it. That's just the end of it. And if you're that type of person who could do that, great. Because you decided that you're putting the one direction you were in before, it's going to be to your back, right? To your back. You're going to be looking forward to going in a different direction now. And there's somebody from your past that you do feel and have been feeling a great deal of love for from your past. So you see, there was a time when you were behaving much the same way as your wife had been behaving, that you hurt someone else's feelings, okay? Because this Six of Cups up here too could also mean that you took a leap of faith to juggle, right? Between your wife and lover. And now it's so much so that that person's in your past, they're from your past, that you want to offer a commitment or some kind of offer to them. You want to give them a small token or a small gift or whatever it is, that you just want to become friendlier, like friends again, or friendlier again, that has got you, you're feeling like this delay is putting, a roadblock like the mountain on on your path to be able to do that. And this is what's causing you're just not clear how you're going to move forward and bring the news, the good news to this person here, the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands now indicates that she was the other woman in your relationship with her and your wife. But you've come out of that realizing it's her that you really do love. You thought you loved this one, but being like growing, okay, understand this, that as you go through these harsh experiences in love, harsh intimate relationship experiences, and others too, but we're talking about a relationship here. As you have to go through those and you learn to see it for what it's been, why it's showing you what, or you at least see that what she's been doing, you haven't forget that you've done it yourself. You haven't forgotten. It's kind of like, okay, what's going on here, right? What's going on here? How come I have a wife doing this? How did I ever attract somebody who was going to do that? And then I didn't know in the beginning, obviously. I wouldn't have married her if I knew she was going to cheat on me. How on earth did I ever attract somebody like that? And so now I'm faced with a spouse doing that which I did to my spouse. Whether it's this spouse or a long-term partner before, when you met this one, how on earth am I attracting somebody like that I never thought would do such a thing, and yet I've coming to see that I've done that. Okay, I've done that. Okay, so maybe this is my, payback. This is payback in life, and which is called karma, right? Maybe this is is my karma. This is payback. There's forces that are beyond your sight and your physical senses that you're saying there's got to be, I'm getting back that which I've given. And in this case, it's negative. It's feeling really painful. So that's the whole reason for the tarot card reading, is to move you from that, to tell you that it's time to grow from that, knowing what that was all about, so that you can move on and have happier times, much happier times. Okay? Otherwise, what's the point of tarot? It's not just about, well, what's going to happen in your future? Will you be back together with that person, or will you find new love? That kind of thing. That's all great and that's all wonderful, but the purpose, especially my purpose in tarot, as I've come to learn, because I started off doing it pretty much the same way everybody else does it online, for the most part, what everybody else does online as tarot card readers. But things were, the messages that were coming out, I was just feeling like I myself was going, what's going on here? What's going on here? To me, this seems more like it's about the person growing that we're talking to. The person growing so that they can move on to happier times. Through like the idea of psychology. Psychology is the study of how we think and how we feel, and as a result what we do about it. It could be dysfunctional behaviors like cheating on your spouse, right? Psychology wants to know what makes a person do that. Why are they doing that? What's in their makeup? Genetics or just past, environmental situations and circumstances, nature versus nurture. So it's about studying that to figure out why people do. First, you study the people who are doing it, like why are they doing, and what are they doing, and why are they doing that, and how do they do it, so that they know how to go to the people who are not doing, or just are looking for help. Psychologically, they're looking for help from their misery. They're feeling depression and anxiety. They maybe not quite really even realize why they're feeling that way, so they seek help, right? Outside help. Well, with all the studies that the psychologists and psychiatrists have been doing, particularly psychologists, they are going to be able to give that knowledge and information from the studies to current day therapists, whatever, right? more psychologists and psychiatrists will be of the knowing as a result of the past work and the studies, right? Of why people do what they do and what they're doing, why they do it, and what they can do, how they can do what they need to do in order for them to feel better. And the when part of the psychology or the psychology, the when part is when you actually allow yourself, like I was talking about over here, you allow yourself to let someone help you, or you seek it through the divine. That's the when. As soon as you start saying, okay, I'm flexible enough to receive help for this, because I haven't been able to do it myself. I really don't know what's going on, and I really don't know why I do what I do, and I don't know why my relationships end up like this. So you need help for someone to help you see what's going on in you that you've been dysfunctioning from. Those dysfunctional patterns of negative thinking and beliefs that are in your subconscious mind that you've been operating from because you believed in those. And you're not even conscious of it for the most part. It's more like it's subconscious. You're unconscious from what's going on in your subconscious for the most part, until you get somebody who's trained, trained and, educated and work experience trained through studies, possibly too trained, to help you go safely into your subconscious mind to find out what it is, those latent beliefs, those fears in there that you've been living from and not really even realizing you have. So you might have to go back as far as your childhood. Not all therapists do that. They don't necessarily go to your childhood. I believe it's important, but that's just my own personal belief. And that's where I would go too when I'm working with, that's where I go when I'm working with someone, okay? So it might have to go all the way back to your childhood to find out what your dynamics, your family dynamics was like. How painful was it for you then? What sort of thinking and what sort of behaviors did you have back then in order for you to be able to cope with what was happening to you, okay? Or what was happening around you. It may not even been happening to you per se, but around you. But if it was happening around you, it was indirectly happening to you as well. So you're going to take it with you into your adult life and operate from those experiences and how you coped with it into every relationship, every single kind of relationship you have in your adulthood, until you get to the point where you've been beaten up so much by life with a relationship, more than one maybe, beaten up so bad you finally say, I can't do this anymore. I just can't. I need help. So then you want to find the balance, because that there's just too much roller coaster riding with your emotions, right? Just too much all the time being with somebody. So if you're going to be with somebody else, you don't want to have those experiences anymore. You really don't. You want to be able to find balance so that you can deal with things better, deal with their quirks better, their baggage better. But you know what? The great news is that just the fact that you want to find balance and you're looking for help, whether it's with a person or like a counselor or a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever, or just within, to your God, to your divine, to your soul. Either way, you're actually growing, because you're becoming more aware. You're becoming more aware that there's something that needs to be done. It needs to be done differently. That's awareness. That's growth. Okay, so let's go to, enough about that for a moment, at least. Let's go to number one. But that's the whole idea of these tarot card readings here, and particularly with mine. I'm trying to help you see what it is that you're not seeing. Trying to help you see what it is that it's been hidden from you, not seen. That's the subconscious, and that's the conscious, okay? God is pure consciousness, okay? There's no birds flying around in God's consciousness. But the birds are the messengers, the angels, the spirit guides that God sends. It makes available to you to clear up your fogginess, not knowing. All right. So number one, message card. We have the Tower, that things have dissolved. The toxicity has it's come to an end, and now you're healing and ready to mingle, ready to go forward, and to do it slowly. I must add, to be less hasty and impulsive in making decisions of who and what, like what you're going to do and who you're going to do it with and when, you know, all that kind of stuff, and how you're going to be a lot less cautious. I mean, a lot more cautious, a lot less impulsive that you were back here. You're so excited about this coming together with this person, and it's like, okay, let's do this, that. Let's get married first, you know, and then we'll get a big house, you know, and we'll get a house, and we'll start a business, and we'll this and that. We'll have this kind of money by the time we're retired if we do it this way and that. All this excitement, right? Having the same ideas about life, love, family, and money. You know, retirement and investments. You were so excited there that you were just, you know, jumping into things, jumping. Very excited, right? You're looking at it and you're going, wait a minute, maybe I should take things slower because I didn't really take things slow here. So maybe I need to take things slow. Maybe things will be a lot different in a relationship if I take things slower. And this is fast action, forward taking action. So this is kind of mediating that, you know, balancing it. Fast action, not. This is the slowest energy in the tarot card deck and in the Knights. So yeah, the Tower came down on the toxicity. Okay, this toxicity, this very toxic lifestyle and toxic partner that you had. As a result, you know, you were enlightened, okay, as the Star, but you were healing because of that enlightenment. Right here, you're healing, you put an end to it. The Divine came in and helped things dissolve. Your foundation that really wasn't that stable over here, not as stable as you thought it was, or at least hoped it would be. It wasn't. It had many cracks in it. So the Divine said, okay, hearts are not in jive with each other anymore. One's a little bit resonating higher than the other one, so it's time, because we hear this one over here that's resonating a little higher crying out for the one that they met in the past that was you know, a higher resonating individual, maybe the same as what you are risen to yourself now. But it came down. The Tower came down on all of this. It dissolved all of this. It was painful. It was not a Tower moment. It was more like a Tower. It felt like a lifetime. Painful. But the toxicity, the obsessiveness, the jealousy, the possibly even black magic, but just someone clinging on to you, like keeping you bound to them. Okay, even though they were going outside the marriage, they still, you know, they were wanting to have you around for other reasons, you know, maybe to feel secure and safe financially, right? And to be able to have a good lifestyle, not a good life, but, well, you know, they may not have thought much about having the good life, but the lifestyle more so. So you're mending and healing. There's a relationship you want to mend as well, that you want to take fast action towards. I mean, you're impulsive. You want to do it. You do. You're thinking about it. I want to do it. But at the same time, you're just saying like, whoa, your horses. Whoa. Let's slow down a little, okay? Let's slow down a little, because moving hastily and impulsively into another relationship just after coming out of one may not be the best idea. Not now, and you sure don't want to move too hastily, impulsively towards somebody that you moved hastily and impulsively, the Fool, right, towards them in the past, that then ended as, you know, a heartbreak for her. And she'll remember that because she's not, you know, she's smart enough to have a memory of such pain. You know, well, okay, that fell on the floor. This is the 9 of Wands in the upright, the wounded warrior. Okay, so time in the near future, please, Archangel Michael. We have the moon, the subconscious mind. This is the moon. The other one's like waxing and waning and full and new. This is the moon. This is about keeping secrets, keeping things undercover, not saying anything, not telling anybody, not sharing your thoughts about something, or all your emotions have been suppressed for this one. You've not been telling her, okay? Not been telling her how you've been feeling. You're a wounded warrior, and then there's this justice of balance, putting something to an end, breaking one contract so that you can provide balance to another. That's bring justice to what was unjust in the past, when you were foolishly moved towards her and then broke her heart, right? So then the Four of Coins, but you know that this person here, you've got an attachment to them emotionally, energetically. These cords of energy between the two of you, you've been feeling that for a long time, although you never knew what it meant, why you kept thinking about this person, even though you're in a commitment with somebody else. All right, so let's talk about the bridges. You just haven't been able to get her off your mind. You've tried very, 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 very hard. You've tried. You really have given it a good go. One was by just saying, I got to go back to my wife. I got to be with my wife and only my wife. I got to smarten up, in other words, right? You might have been telling yourself. There's a bridge, the King of Cups, delving into your heart and truthfully coming out with, like, the truth is this, right? Two of Cups, that's the truth. You've been listening to your heart. This near future, you're going to be listening to your heart even more so. And the truth of it is that I need to be honest, transparent, clear, and trustworthy. If I'm going to have that kind of person in my life, I need to be like that too. Not at the higher vibe of the heart, right? Not at the vibe of the coin, like the material world. That's what the coin really represents. It's the material world, the lower resonancy. This is the higher vibe, the heart. Yep. And because there's a relationship here I feel is worth fighting for, I am going to stand up and I'm going to put up healthy boundaries around anyone in my life. That's family, a community, even if my ex is, going to be blabbing about stuff. I'm just putting up healthy boundaries that I'm only going to accept what I want to accept, and the rest that I don't like, they're just going to have to go away. They're just going to have to go, because I won't listen to them. So they might as well just go away. And you're just standing on, on a higher platform, because that's a higher resonancy, the cups, the heart, right? You're standing on a higher platform, like you are in the other tarot decks, standing your ground, With your back against the wall, you're fighting for what you feel is worth fighting for. And guess who else is doing that? That's you. That's you. There's the Six of Wands, victorious. Congratulations. That's you taking action. Taking action, which is more like an Emperor energy right there, with the King of Cups. I had to have a drink of water. Sorry. Yep. That's you taking action. Last card, adjudication. We have the Ace of Coins. There's the divine. You're going to be independent. You can be independent because you'll have all the resources that you need. People, places, and things are going to be put on your path while you're taking action towards them, because you know that is something that the divine is saying it's time for you to take action towards these things we're putting on your path. See them for what they are. There are help. They're those people, places, and things that come up on your path in the near future. See them for what they are. They are the divine's help. Okay? So financially and resourcefully, you will be able to move, even if you have to uproot, because oftentimes the Ace of Coins means uprooting. If you have to uproot to move from wherever it is you are to where you need to go, which might feel like a huge expanse from where you are to where you want to go, you're going to be able to do that. The divine is saying, because you're following your heart, You have been back here, wanting balance, following your heart, saying no to that which does not serve you, that which is breaking your heart. You said no to it. You're putting an end to it. You're following your heart. And that reason, the divine is saying, we have new opportunities for you that you never saw before, because you weren't on that plane, that resonancy, to see what was there. That's always been there for you, but if you're too far below it, in that emotional strength, inner strength of being feeling fully supported by the divine, if you're not in that mindset, okay, then you can't see those things in your world until you reach that plateau, that plane of existence, the higher energy, the higher level. When you reach that, because you've risen yourself, you've arisen, you feel confident and assured that you are going to be taken care of. You trust the divine and have faith more and more all the time as you move up, right? It gets stronger and stronger. So whatever's at your next like pit stop, if you want to call it, like when you're on the highway and they have those places, those rest stops that have restaurants and restrooms and maybe gift shops and stuff like that. When you get to that particular pit stop on your path, on your journey, on the road, then you'll see what you have offered to you there. All the different opportunities that are offered to you there. They're always been there. You see how the world just reflects exactly what spirituality is, but in physical form. It's always there. It's always been there. That pit stop or that rest stop on that particular highway that you're traveling, it's always been there. But you haven't been on that highway before. So now you're just learning about them now. Those opportunities have always been there. But until you take that highway, you will never ever experience that one. So you take the higher highway of a higher resonancy, and more opportunities become available to you. Bigger, like tenfold more than you've ever experienced before. From the smallest detail of things to the largest of things that really can make you be able to uproot yourself and move on. Pay those expenses, get those documents, whatever it is you need. The divine is going to help you with that, because otherwise, without it, you're going to be feeling dissatisfied, okay? Without this knowing that you have these resources available to you. You just have to have trust and faith in the divine. And stop look at this. Worrying. Until I guess the decision's been made, you're just like, that this is coming. The Ace of Coins is coming. There's going to be abundance, blessings. To just for that reflects the court decision, right? The court decision through the divorce. Something's coming, right? Something's going to be released to you. But with all this worry and stuff, you're worried that if it's going to be enough. That's what you're saying to yourself. Is it going to be enough? Yes, as long as you follow your heart. That's all it takes, is for you to be trusting and faithful in the divine that's within you, your heart, to follow your heart's guidance, okay? Following your heart's guidance and urges, because your heart speaks softly and not necessarily in words. So you have to really pay attention, and prayer, meditation being the best way to pay attention to how your heart is speaking to you, how God is speaking to you. Last card, Eight of Swords. Oh my God. So yeah, you are really stressed. You are really stressed and feeling very disappointed right now, because in the near future, things are still kind of up in the air. But, excuse me, itchy eye. But it's time. It's time for this to take place. These two things clarify that. What is time? What is it time for? These two things to happen. For this decision to be made, for you to let go of your stresses, for you to be able to move forward and find the solution, to find the way that God is going to provide to you, as long as you keep following your heart. It's all in divine timing, and it's time in the near future that the decision, you'll hear about the decision, and you'll be able to move forward. Start building that bridge back to somebody or across the way, whatever it needs to be for you. So another long reading, guys. Let's talk about the angels and spirit guides and whatever. Archangel Michael, what sort of messages do we have for our guys and gals here, cross watchers and the collective? Let's see. You know what? I just want to pull one more card. I do. I just want to pull one more card to see, like, the near future. There's so much stress here. Good Lord. So much stress in the near future. What can you tell us about, a possible outcome for the divine timing that is afoot in the near future? What can you tell us? What is the decision? We know that, but they're stressing. Collective is stressing out about it so much. It's not even funny. Okay. Ow. Okay. Three of Swords, heartbreak. Oh my God. Time for healing. Oh my, yeah, that's good. That's the prayer and meditation time there. Your Queen of Swords, obviously, this one over here is going to make things very difficult for you. To delay this as much as possible. That's why you're feeling like that right now. She's got her hand in this, and she's trying to delay it. You found out some incriminating evidence on her, like incriminating in the sense that she's just cheated, right? Recovery. You will recover. These are like, look, you're going to recover. You're going to recover. There's the good news we were wanting to find out. You're going to recover from all this stress right here. This is all about putting yourself in a position where you recover. This is respite time. This is laying down all your thoughts, your mental exhaustion, and turning within to find that relief, and to be guided, to receive guidance from the divine. It is. Take action. Take action means to meditate. Okay, meditate and pray. Get more information. Ask your angels. There you go. Ask your angels. Oh, there's definitely a reading about your near future still looking scary to you. Oh yes, it is about that. It's your near future still looking scary to you. Look, guys, we've got what card? Last card we got is meditation brings answers. So maybe collective, you're the collective that's actually going to take this seriously enough. You're the type of collective that actually will either meditate more, because you already do meditate, or you're going to start meditating, learning how to meditate. Because the message here is for somebody in the collective. And so somebody is going to take this serious enough to really begin that whole journey, brand new journey into an awakening, where that life of yours is just going to get better, 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 and better. And prayer and meditation, particularly meditation, that's what it does. It helps you, because it opens up windows between your busy mind, thoughts that you have running through your mind all the time when you're just in regular, like, awake mode. When you rest in theta, alpha and theta energy, like really relaxing your body, breathing in the air into your chest deeply and letting it go slowly, so that it starts slowing your ANS down, your autonomic nervous system down, so that your body just starts feeling really relaxed. And then that means your mind's relaxed, right? The thoughts that are going to come into your mind in that relaxed state of mind is going to be slower, like less thoughts. So whatever thought comes into your mind, it's going to float off. Don't pay any attention to it. Be okay with it. It's fine. But before the next thought shows up, there's that window. an empty space where there's no thought. There's no thought. So it shows up. Before this one shows up, you have that window to the divine open, where the divine could now come in like this, right? Shine enlightenment upon you. Shine guidance into your brain, into your mind, knowing that when you come out of it, may not feel like it right away, might not, but within days, something just dawns upon your mind, and you just kind of go, where'd that come from? Or you see something on a passing bus or a billboard, and it kind of triggers this new thought that you hadn't had before. That's the guidance. The guidance. Signs and synchronicities, pennies, coins on the ground, feathers, numbers. Just be open to it and be aware. All right, guys. Until next week, have a great weekend. Bye for now. Merry Christmas.